Well, it's rare for me to not have anything to talk about. But what I'll do, you know what? I'll pause this. I'll come back after having made my coffee, and maybe I'll have something that I want to discuss. We'll see. I have my clock here, waiting for my coffee. You have to time it. In fact, speaking of coffee, I may transition this channel into, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or fire up another one, to discuss, that is, teach how to prepare real keto foods. There's a lot of websites out there. You know, how do you make things that imitate what you left? And I don't know. And this isn't to say anything against vegetarians or the like, but it's like I remember kind of sort of having an aversion to anything super vegetarian because it just didn't seem to make sense, even way back in my medical life, when I knew that vegetables just didn't seem to pack the punch that a good burger would. And I'm thinking to myself, why in the heck would I want to make my piece of steak look like a leaf of lettuce? And I noticed the vegetarians, for whatever reason, believe it or not, back when I kind of had an aversion to it, it was more of a political activist statement. And I mean, that keeps creeping up and going away and creeping up and going away. But the bottom line is, why do you tease yourself with things you probably shouldn't be eating anyway? So this isn't going to be a channel on how to make bread. Oh, maybe, but I've kind of even steered away from that, in the sense that, you know, I'm going to be making a pizza that literally has a chicken breast crust. Okay, and I get it. You need to put something on something else, but it can be keto in this case, or carnivore, in fact. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll fire up another channel. And, you know, today I'm going to be making my pizza. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and use the, it's really low budget stuff, man. I don't have equipment and everything. I don't need it. I think you just show people kind of how to do things, and they'll pick it up, you know. So my alarm's about to go off here. I'll be right back. So like I said, here's my coffee. Oh, that's really good today. So I'll decide. I mean, like, I don't want to get into the desserts. You know, if I said, hey, I'm not eating refined foods, then I would consider xylitol a refined food. I would consider xanthan gum a refined food. Okay, now if I can make something out of nuts, minimally processed, like almond flour, of course, and mix that with an egg, and then have that maybe appear like pasta, that's not a bad thing. Like I said, my chicken breast pizza crust, it's all one ingredient. It's chicken breast, cheese, and egg. What else? Oh, excuse me, what? Most Mexican food, I'm not talking about up north. I'm in the New World, guys, so I'm actually in Mexico. I'm not talking about Mexican food like Tex-Mex, Cali-Mex, New Mex-Mex, Arizona Mex. No, none of that. Or I should call it Mexona. I don't know. Anyway, these guys are pretty much meat and then some kind of chili sauce. But I mean real chili, like guajillo or pasilla or a poblano. So the tomatillo, like they actually call it tomate here. It's the little green one. And then the red one they call down here jitomate, which the norteños call tomate. So you get the hang of it. There are so many. I mean, I can make thousands of dishes out of a couple of meats and the combinations of the chilies, onions, garlic. No. And again, per serving, and trust me, it's a good serving, especially if you like double or triple the meat, which is not a problem. You're looking at maybe 10 carbs, 10 grams, man. Like one of the highest carb chilies is pasilla. I think it's 50% carbohydrate, if not 60%. But it's dehydrated, right? And you break that down, and the actual amount for like a whole pot of chili, for example, I might use 6 pasilla chilies. Now that may have 50 grams, and I'm talking, when I say a pot, I mean like 4 liters of this stuff, all right? A gallon. And you're talking 50 grams in a gallon, you know? Even if you ate it, there's so much meat and fat that those grams of carbs are just gonna be like drifting. And the amount of fiber, it's almost, it just cuts it way down. So yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna do that. I'll practice today doing, what I do is I take my videos and then I voice over. This is how I used to do it, and believe it or not, my first videos came out before another famous Chef John's videos came out. But hey, good for him, man. He stuck to it. He did his thing. He's, you know, multi, whatever he is. He has great recipes. I will often now go back out to these guys and use their mother recipes and turn them into low carb. And I'm getting away from the titles like keto and low carb. I mean, I need them because other people kind of, you know, they're getting into it. They're adapting to it. They understand the words, the triggers, right? The little, you know, Octothorpe, sorry, hashtag, keto, carnivore, all that kind of stuff. But the cool thing is that I'm really more low carb. I just don't eat anything refined. So if what I eat is semi-natural, I mean, there is an ice cream that I make, which is I got from a German website, which is literally a frozen banana mixed with 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and in a food processor. Okay, a whole banana has 20 grams of carbs. So if I'm low carb, and let's say I've eaten a Mexican guisado, which may have 5 grams, and I eat that as a dessert, like at the end, it's still 1 ingredient food. I don't know if the banana's GMO. You know what? I do the best I can, right? But it gives you probably 2/3 cup of something cold and chocolatey and sweet. That's fine. Okay, so there I just nailed my body with 25 carbs. My weight, my caloric intake, 25 carbs for me, keeps me in ketosis, so it won't pull me out. And I fast so much anyway. Let's say I ate that thing. It's not going to provoke a dopamine response. It's not going to provoke a hunger response. I mean, after I'm done with that meal, that size meal, I'll probably have eaten 3,000 calories. Put that ice cream on at the end and push through to OMAD or even 30 hours, 36 hours. My body won't even know it. I mean, I'll be back into ketosis within literal hours. And I love living here. I just love living in the mental space with ketones as my principal fuel. Yeah, I just wish more people could just go through that first couple of weeks. There's doubt, there's fear, there's everyone told them, their mom told them, their doctor told them. But you know, if you look back, and I'm not picking on people's family or their professionals whom they trust, but just look at them, look at their body type. I mean, do they have a little belly? They're probably not eating right, you know? Physician, take thy own medicine first, and then go ahead and preach it, right? My boy Jesus up here, he preached death before disco, man. And guess what? He followed through. You know, in any great endeavor, if you want to make a change and you would like to influence other people, have the courage to change yourself first. Definitely a Stoic principle. So anyway, we'll cut this down here. 10 minutes. It was fun. I'm going to fast all the way through to Saturday after I eat today in another 6 hours or so. Bunch of leftovers. I got albondigas con chipotle. I have leftover steak. I have leftover ribs. I got chicken. So there will be plenty. And my pizza that I'm making. So we'll talk again soon, guys. Bye.